Hello, I'm Karen, and in today's video I'm sharing the Blanket of Time patchwork. So this is what the blanket looks like. We've got tassels all the way across the edge there. Okay, and this is an extension of the Blanket of Time which I shared earlier. So what I've been doing is I've been actually playing a code word game which I found inside the Voynich manuscript, because I've realised and learned that I can actually read the symbols inside the book. And this particular game is one of the ones where I've got to find 8 clues, and this is one where, for this particular one, I'm showing that this is the hidden pattern for Queen Elizabeth I. So the game is played like, so remember, this is played in the 1500s. Okay, so I'm going to start the game like I've been playing with the other ones. Okay, so we have to start with this bit. So I stand before thee, sire, as a valiant knight. I release thee from thy vow of secrecy to answer if I'm right. I present to thee all 8 of my clues and stand before thee, sire, trembling in my shoes. Okay, so the clues that we've got this time, so we've got 3 clues inside this blanket which are demonstrating that this is an extension of, because this is all to do with time and this is extending that, so we've got different things. So if we look at the tassels all the way around the edge, there's actually on each side there's 26, which would be representing the weeks in a year. So you've got 2 sides which would represent a whole year. So the other one was that, so that's how that one's continuing on. The new things that we've got inside this one are, if we look at the corners, we've actually got 4 there. So we had the 4 to the 26, which creates 30. So now we've got 30 seconds, 30 minutes, which is also part of the time. And the other thing that we've got is that we've got the squares. So the squares, there's actually 5 squares in total, which is letting us know that there's no more than 5 weeks in any one month. And the square is also representing the moon, so that we've got, so this is like the full moon, so if we get 1 full moon per month, unless it's a special month, and that's where we get the 2 moons, the 2 full moons in a month. And the 4 panels this time around are representing that we usually have 4 weeks in 1 month. So that's 3 clues. So we've got the minutes, the seconds and the months in there. The rest of the game is actually playing the same way that we've been playing the other ones, where what you do is you get the words, you break them apart and rebuild them. Okay, so the actual title of this blanket is Blanket of Time Patchwork. That converts into I, Queen Elizabeth. It's spelt with the S because beginning of the book, so because this was done in the 1500s, the alphabet was just changing over from the 23 letters that they'd got into 26. And so she was using the S to hide a name. So this one is I, Queen Elizabeth Crochet, because she's actually saying also in the book crocheters crochet, and those, so she crochet, so I, Queen Elizabeth Crochet all. Okay, so that's saying that she's done all of this. The other things that we've got is we've actually got the crochet itself. So inside the manuscript, these are the symbols that if you turn those into the English letters of the alphabet, this would spell crochet. So that's C-R-O-C, that's H and E, and that's a T. Okay, if we turn those into actual symbols that you can actually crochet, the actual one from the Voynich manuscript is the one that's making all of the little hearts inside the actual pattern. The next one we've got is having the word crochet, we break it into small pieces and we rebuild it as a crochet pattern. This one creates us the circle, which is inside there. And the other version that we can do of breaking this apart, rebuilding it as a pattern, is the one that actually creates us the square. So then we've got 3 lots of crochet. So as we can see, we're getting, it's all to do with crochet. So you've got like double and treble, yeah. And then if we actually put all of the 3 crochets together and break them apart to rebuild them, they actually rebuild as Queen Elizabeth, but correctly spelt with a Z this time round. And we've got 888, which is the, technically I suppose that would be then a triple treble crochet because the 8 is representing the treble crochet. Okay, so that's all of the 8 of the clues. So then what I would do is I would finish the actual game by saying, I do believe this is your book, I caught you with your crochet hook. And then I would present the Queen with the Blanket of Time patchwork. I think I'd also present her with the Blanket of Time the smaller version, just so she knows. And I would add in the bag, because the bag that we made from page 2 is actually, I found out that this bag is actually to hold all of the pieces. This holds all of the 8 to 9 pieces, because there's, in this blanket, there's 89 of these separate little items there. And the other thing that I've got, hang on one moment, which links us to time, is if we do the hearts and we make them as a 4-leaf clover, like that. If we go back to one of my older videos where I was actually doing the sticks, where we'd actually broken time apart and we could rebuild it as a 4-leaf clover. So it's another clue to do with time. Okay, so I do believe that's everything. So thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing. Bye for now.